kind of a collaborative workspace for like travelers. You know?
Yes, yes, yes.
Because I think that's really.
But the farm, the open source ecology is a bit like that, no?
Yeah.
Open source marching.
But there is sort of a need, like for the in terms of like the world, there is a need for people who can travel and bring ideas from one place to another.
In France, they have a good system for that. They created le chemin de la transition, the path of transition. So it's a map, and they're organized tours. So you can go with a guide, with a group, and they take you to the bus, and you go from place to place to place to place. And so there's like an organized trip to go to these places, just to get a sense of the ecosystem. So some people experiment with government, some people experiment with local farming, some people urban farming, some people have fab labs and makerspaces.
Right.
But they're all mapped, and they have these tours. And it's not just you spend 3 hours here, 3 hours there. No, you spend like 2-3 days here, get involved with them. What are they doing? Agriculture, you work in the field, you can stay there a week and then move to the other place. And so you acquire a variety of skills and you get a sense of what is brewing. Because everybody has their own sauces. But also, while doing that, there is information flowing. You know the other people are doing that? You know what I'm saying? So there's always, because you're not just visiting, you're staying and working a little bit, right?
Right.
So you can say, oh, this is interesting. I went to the other place and they were doing, so they're pollinizing, going from one place to another. Because these people are place keepers, they're busy, they're anchored there, you know what I'm saying? They're just consumed by the day-to-day reality.
Right.
And sometimes you don't have the time to travel and to do stuff like that.
Right.
So it's, I think it's a nice system, and I wanted to do something like that in Quebec. I don't have time, so I was trying to propose to some other people, to have other people do it.
Like tours of Montreal, basically?
Yeah, no.
Or
Because just being there 3 hours doesn't mean anything. You have to go to a different city, so you spend like a week there. That's why it would be nice to have some places where people can sleep, rush and sleep, you know?
Right.
That's required. So people like you that come, you can stay a month, you know, and just work at the lab and and just sleep there, right? I haven't been able to do that. It's kind of expensive for now, so we don't have that kind of stuff.
The land and all that, real estate or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because.
But maybe we can make deals with like, you know, Charles, he was talking about $10 a day. That's very affordable, so we can make deals with him.
Right.
With their community and say, you know, we can crash there and come here and, you know what I'm saying, so have like a network.
Right.
Rather than centralizing all these capacities in one place, working the network, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you do stuff for them, they come to the lab and they do stuff for you, you know? And have it in the inventory as a resource. You know? Because we have the inventory that we created actually have some here. So what makes Sensorica different from all the other crazy places is the NRP and the governance. The NRP is very important to give visibility of what people are doing, how much, how well, because you have a log of activities, right?
Right.
So you can go to some place and say, well, I've been doing this and this at the Sensorica lab. Prove it. Okay, easy. You know, you just print your whatever contributions.
I wonder if there's a way to make it more dynamic where, so like, okay, so you have Sensorica Lab, right? And that's in the network. You can, I don't know how you would search the network, but let's just say you have a way of searching the network and you find Sensorica Lab exists.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a place where you can come and work on projects and immerse yourself and learn things and meet people. Then you need to find a place to stay. And so having a place to stay would be something in the network too, right?
Yeah.
So now you have these two things in the network, but maybe they're not immediately adjacent. So now you have to work out transportation. And so then, this is where people comes in, right? So like you have people like myself, right? I have a car. And so you could have like, you could see like, oh, Sam has a car, which has 3 seats.
Yes.
Including himself and a trunk. And, you know, at any given moment, I might update it and say that I'm at full capacity or something, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But let's say there's a moment where I'm not at full capacity, and then you could reach out and say, hey, like, can I, reserve one of the seats in your car to
Yeah.
take me from here to there,
Yeah, so here's the NRP, and it has been designed precisely for that.
So that way, like, I guess the whole point is, like, travelers, like myself, we're like a mobile lab, right? I have all my stuff in my car, and when I show up at a place, I can unpack all my music equipment and all that sort of stuff, and I have all the instruments to be able to,
You see collaboration with IPA. That's a project I want to work on a little bit now. Okay, so these are people's contributions. This is the budget. These are people's contributions.
Okay.
Okay, what people are doing. Okay, so suppose you have a meeting. How data can interact with government. Suppose you have a meeting. The meeting is about this, community building. Okay? Now, flat governance doesn't work. That's my experience. So when you have a meeting, you say, okay, everybody shut up now. Let's listen to Vinny. Let's give Vinny priority. Why? Because he's been doing community building. Let's just give him a priority. So we call that voluntary subordination. It's part of the work governance. For this particular moment, for this particular issue, he's the one that knows more than everybody else. How do you know? Well, look at the graph.
Right.
Okay? So let's listen to what he has to say. Give him priority, and then everybody can give their own opinions. If we cannot reach a consensus, Vinny, can you cut this and decide for us? That's what voluntary subordination means.
Okay, I like that.
You see? So this is how data about collaboration interacts with governance. You see? So the finance is completely transparent, right? This is data pulled from the NRP. This is the NRP. This is the project. Okay? So all the projects you have, this is what you see. Okay, total hours per role. Okay? Well, that's a currency. That's for the finance. Information mining. Analysis and strategy. So here you can, it's like a dashboard. Oh, we're not doing enough on infrastructure development. That's why things don't work, right? Total hours per process. Okay? So processes are not tasks. These are tasks, and these are processes. Processes are like mini projects within a venture, right? Okay.
So how do you add people to this system?
So this runs on a very old technology from the 90s. No, 2000s. And see, it bugs, it crashed. It's still loading. For security reasons, it's not just open and you can sign up.
Right.
Because the security we haven't worked with the security, it's still a prototype, so the security work has not been properly done. So now, so it's based on Web 2, so there is a admin functionality. So an admin has to make it to an account.
Okay. And then how do you log your stuff?
Once you have an account, you can log your stuff.
Oh, I see.
If it,
Is there like an app you log in, or you have to go on the website, or?
Yep, that's the app. That's Sensorica.